Today we are going to go over some neck and shoulder stretches that are going to feel amazing in your body. So this video is titled Stretching for Gamers, but these movements are not limited to gamers. This is for all otaku, nerd, weebs, geeks alike. And if you want to keep doing all of the things that you love to do that don't involve touching grass, you do need to take care of your body. Now, I am not a medical professional. You do need to speak with your doctor to decide if these movements are good for you. I am not liable for any harm or injury that you may incur from doing these movements. Please listen to your body. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. We're not trying to move into a state of pain. We're trying to move away from pain and stress and tension in our neck and shoulders. And I find as a content creator and also as a social media slave and a doll slave and sometimes a bit of a gaming slave and now a little bit of a streaming slave, my neck and shoulders get really, really, really angry, but especially as a pole dance teacher. So I have a background in teaching yoga, and I got into teaching some spin, some row, some bar. I've taught some hip hop to kids. Now I'm teaching K-pop and pole dance exclusively. And I would love to offer some K-pop and dance tutorials on this platform as well. So stay tuned for that. Grab some water, grab a nice sturdy seat. You can be in your gaming chair. You could be in a kitchen chair. You want to be, comfortable, but you don't want to be sitting on your couch. You don't want to do this stuff on your couch, okay? You can also sit cross-legged if that's comfortable for you on the ground, or you can sit on like some sort of platform, like a couple of blocks or maybe like a footstool, but you basically want to have your back nice and straight, and you want to be able to move your torso, okay, freely like so. I'm going to do everything in my gaming chair here, computer chair. Basically, one of the first things that starts to tense up in the body when you're reading a lot of manga or you're doing a lot of gaming really is the neck and shoulders. But before we go to the neck and shoulders, we just want to do a little bit of breathing, and we just want to awaken movement in our body. Now, you are not ridiculous for doing this. You are ridiculous for not doing this. And although it may feel ridiculous, nobody has to be watching you. You can be doing this in the comfort of your own home. That was one of the things that a lot of people kind of had told me in the past years. Many people in the past have told me that they don't feel comfortable going to the yoga room, and I get it. So that is why I am offering this here on this platform before jumping back into the world of teaching yoga out on the scene. But that is also part of my life, a personal story. So if you want to follow along on my story of getting back into teaching yoga, you're going to want to subscribe. I have a crazy story from teaching yoga, like the craziest story. And I'm going to do a story time later if people care about it, but they might not care about it. What you do want to care about right now, though, is your spine. So close your eyes and take a big breath in and a big breath out. And the first thing that I want you to do is just start to slowly move your spine. So we're just making little circles with our belly button. So it's like your belly button is tracing from 12 o'clock all the way past 10, 6, 3, and back to 12. Okay, 12 kind of being in front of you and 6 o'clock being behind you. I just went counterclockwise naturally, but you can start clockwise as well. And we're just breathing here. Naturally. Either in and out through your nose or in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Your eyes are closed here, right? So you're just inviting now your perception to move inwards, kind of shutting out any distractions. And then you can change direction, or you can do 3 in one direction, 3 in another direction. And if it feels really stiff, then you may want to go slower than I'm even going. So in dance, we call these barrel rolls. We usually do them when we're on all fours on the ground. We're just doing this in our chair right now. We can also call them spinal spirals. And so what happens in the spine when we sit in the same position for a really long time are the muscles around the spine get stiff. And then those stiff muscles translate up into our neck and our shoulders. So then everything becomes stiff. Now, I'm sure you've seen this one, but it is called cat cow. And really, it's just a flexion and extension of the spine. So that's where you're going next. After you do your spinal spirals, okay, and you can also do like a little half spiral, like see how I'm half spiraling through the front or half spiraling through the back. And what you can do is you can just set a 10-minute timer, a 5-minute timer, and do any of these things from this video. And that will benefit you greatly. So as long as you are breathing through it fully, okay? Full exhales, full inhales. So this is your cat cow, flexion and extension of the spine. I'm rounding through the back, tucking my chin. That's on my out breath. And then on the in breath, I arc through the back. And I breathe in and then I breathe out. My shoulders come forward. I round the spine. My gaze comes down. My chin tucks. And I inhale and arc my back. I broaden my chest. My shoulders come back. And then we just repeat that motion. Oxygenating your brain as you breathe. Relaxing the muscles on your jaw. And if you don't have big range of motion, who cares? A lot of people say, oh, I'm not flexible. I'm not flexible. Who cares? It's not about being flexible. It's about being in your body, breathing, and just getting some blood flow to your tissues, getting the circulatory system going. Which I find like with gaming and being like a geek, it's just all very cerebral. And not a lot of it is physical unless maybe you're playing Gorilla Tag. I mean, you become dexterous, right, with the gaming, but your spine doesn't really do much. Even in like DDR and Dance Rush, your spine isn't really doing anything. So we went over spirals, cat cows. Now we'll just go into some simple joint rotations. Joint rotations are so heavily underrated in life in general. We're just going to start by rolling the shoulders down the back while breathing naturally. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears and then reach your elbow tips back. You're squeezing your scapula. I'm going to sit kind of awkwardly here so I can show you my scapula. Those are my kind of wings on my back, the shoulder blades. So you're reaching the scapula back towards each other, broadening the chest as you roll the shoulders back. It seems like so minute, like it's not even a big deal, but it really makes a world of difference. And then we'll change the rotation here. Oof. So this is like at the basic level. I've got my hands on my thighs. I'm just rolling the shoulders forward and back. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you have the time, or you want to get right into this more deeper shoulder rotation, this shoulder rotation that is a little deeper, you'll put your fingertips on your shoulder and then you'll just start making big circles with your elbow. So right now I'm going forward. Ooh. So you might hear like some snap, crackle, pops for sure. This is my pole shoulder. So I hear a lot of snap, crackle, pops here. And a good way to anchor and focus your mind is to count them out as well. And count out 10, count out 5. Just count out 3 here. 3, 2, and 1. And I'll change direction. I think I did about 10 there, so we can count out 10. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, can you hear that? 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm feeding that tension with breath. If you don't breathe while you do it, you're just creating more stress and tension. So you want the breath to be a part of the process. I'm just going to shake that out. Left side, again, some nice big circles with the shoulder joint. You might not want to be wearing these awkwardly big headphones for my like knuckles are like hitting the headphones. Okay, and I'll just show you what the back looks like. I'm going to go ahead and sit this way. Pretty simple. I mean, I don't really think I need to demo this too much. You just make these big, but you could trace your elbow. So the tendency, my elbow just wants to go shallow, but now I'm really trying to reach my elbow towards the opposite leg, the belly, back, up to the ceiling. So I'm really trying to increase the amplitude of this rotation. So I'm going to do 3 back now, 2, 3, and 3 forward, 2, and 3. Ooh. Then we are going to do some internal and external rotations. So with your arms facing out, just going to bring the back of the arms forward. So now my shoulder heads are going into internal rotation, and then I'm going to reach them up to the ceiling. And now the shoulder blades on my back, again, are hugged in towards each other. So we just do, 5 of those, 10 of those, synchronized with your breath. And when you do all of these things, you want to make sure that your body is seated in a balanced way. So the left hemisphere of the body is equal to the right hemisphere of the body. Just really trying to hug the shoulder heads forward at the sternum and then hug the shoulder blades at the back. You might even bring the elbows in towards each other at the back. Breathing out all the way, squeezing, and then roll forward and breathe in and back. You can set a timer for 5 minutes and you can just kind of, do 10 of these in each direction, 10 of these, 5 of these, 5 of these. Okay. Whew. Going a little faster here and it's like crack, 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 crack. So again, you don't have to go super slow, but I am demoing a slower pace just to protect you, okay? Let's take a deep breath in together. Just reset the breath. And exhale and sigh out. So that's also fantastic too. Exhaling with an AH sound. I know it's a little woo-woo, it's a little yoga, but it feels great. Now, this is a very delicate part. Please be careful. We are going to do some neck rotations, but we're only going to do half circle rotations. You really have to relax your jaw and you really have to breathe deep and you really have to warm up your neck before you go into full neck rotations. You could really hurt yourself. So for the sake of safety, bring your chin to your chest. We're just going to do half rotations. And then you tilt your head, your left ear towards the left shoulder. And then very slow for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You go over to the right And my gaze is down and it stays down as I do these half circles. You might experiment, like it could be like a millimeter or like a little inch where your ear kind of reaches past your shoulder, or maybe you tuck your chin a bit more. Maybe you close your eyes, but again, your jaw is relaxed. If you want to take it a little deeper, then your ear would reach right towards your shoulder as your gaze slightly came up. So now my face is at a 45-degree angle facing up. Then I face it towards the ground, and then I face it back up. Okay, so there's this micro movement here, and I'm moving with breath. You have to be so careful because the neck is so sensitive. And I really don't want you hurting your neck. Okay, so you can experiment with like different degrees of motion and different types of movements. Like now I'm going to go up and down as I look towards the left, tilting my chin up, breathing in, tilting my chin down, breathing out. But you do have to do them on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to take a slow approach over to the other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then what was I doing? I was looking past my shoulder and then up towards the ceiling. So I am just tracing along this 45-degree angle line. Okay, it's like a diagonal. While I'm breathing. And then I look to the right, and what was I doing before? I was tilting the chin up and down. Do 3 more of those. 3, 2, and 1. And slowly bring my chin to my chest. Tilt my chin up. I just naturally feel like I want to do some some back shoulder rolls. So it's pretty incredible because when you start moving your body, the body is intuitive. Nobody teaches a baby how to crawl or like, open and close their hands. So the body has its own, Rumi calls it creative body intelligence, and it really just knows what to do in most situations. Oof. Okay. I just heard a little crack in my neck. I am not telling you to do what I just did, but it just naturally came. And that was the result of doing those little half circles and those little motions. My neck really needed that. From here, we'll finalize our movements with just actually standing up on our feet. Just going to move this computer chair out of the way. Okay, so just stand up on your feet. You can also be seated in your chair, but you're going to get a little bit better blood flow if you stand on your feet. I will demo both. And we're just going to do a forward fold. Now, you don't need to be able to touch your fingertips to your toes for this, or your nose to your toes for this. You can take as wide of a stance as you need. You'll want a micro bend in your knees, and you're just going to go ahead, arc through your back, and you're going to start to bring your head down, grab onto either elbows, and forward fold. Crown of the head heavy. And you'll start to feel it in your hamstrings. And what we're doing here is we're bringing some blood flow to the brain, to the neck and the shoulders. If it's really intense, you can bend your knees even more. Looking to the wall past your legs, maybe even the ceiling. And the blood will rush to the head if you come up too quickly. Just going to hold here for 5 more breaths. Two, and one. Root down through the feet, strengthen through the legs as you slowly roll up. See, my cat ears kept my wig on. And now I will also demo with the computer chair. So if you're just going to do a forward fold with your computer chair or your regular chair, then you're going to want to come to the very edge of the chair. And then you'll bring your feet really wide and then just fold here. You can fold also over your legs, or you can fold in between your legs. But you're not going to get the nice juicy stretch on your hamstrings, but you're still going to reverse some of the blood flow and send it back to your wrists, your fingertips, and the crown of the head. Now, if you do suffer from vertigo, I don't recommend this. I would also really check in with your doctor about the neck rotations. Again, checking in with your doctor is of your utmost important before you take on any type of movement routines into your schedule. So this was an introduction to some movement that you can do as a gamer, nerd, otaku, office worker. Really anyone can do these movements for your neck and shoulders. And just taking the time, 5 minutes out of the day, even 1 minute out of the day, to just close your eyes, do some meditation, do some breathing, do some shoulder rotations, do a little bit of stretching, is so beneficial for your body. Your body needs it. Your human needs it. Enjoy playing with your dolls this week, or gaming this week, or reading manga, watching anime this week, and I hope to catch you in the next video. If you like content like this, be sure to hit this video up with a thumbs up, with a like, so that YouTube knows that you like stuff like this and can show you stuff like this the next time you're on the app. And please drop a line in the comments below so that I can get to know you and we can be a part of this awesome community. Those of you who are already in this community, you are so awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.